What's up, y'all? It's your boy AD from DM3 Entertainment. Back with another one, but I gotta hit you with the warning first. Here's the thumbnail beauty of the day. Okay, everybody. This is my review of that new TV show on the Apple streaming service called C. I'm going to review it and I'm going to tell you about everything that happened between episode 1 through 3. Here we go. The show begins and they're on a mountaintop. And in this mountaintop, there's a woman about to give birth to children. But while they are waiting to give birth, the village itself is getting prepared to defend themselves against a group that they do not know if they are raiders or people that come to slave them or something of that nature. Then they come to find out that the invaders are the witch hunters, a group of individuals who go throughout the country killing off what they consider witches, people who are speaking against the religion of the land. The individual you see on the screen now is a character which I will call Benedict Arnold. He's an individual who thinks what he's doing is right, but in actuality is wrong for his village, because his whole village will be burnt and killed, because this is the culture of the witch hunters, to go in and destroy the whole village so that what they believe as heresy will not spread throughout the land. Yes, not only does he bring the witch hunters to his village, he also lets them know the strategy of how the village defends itself on the mountain. So the witch hunters send up some troops up the mountain to fight the villagers. Now the villagers are very skilled and they do fight them, but they thinking that the whole army is on the mountain. So they have this slick way of setting a ledge up that actually when they cut some ropes, it becomes an avalanche and it should kill off all of the invaders trying to come up the mountain. But they will come to find out that the witch hunters did not send everybody up the mountain. Now, meanwhile, while this is happening, the mother gives birth to 2 twins. And when they find out that the witch hunters are still there and they're going to come and burn their village, the village elders say, we must get rid of the woman and we must get rid of the children to save our village. But one of the elders says, you know their culture. It doesn't matter. They will come and they will kill everyone. So the leader of the village, who is the stepfather of the twins, says, I will defend them. So he has some people who back him up and they say, we stand with Baba. And they are about to have a sort of civil war amongst their own village, but one of the elders stopped them and tell them, stop the nonsense. Let's save ourselves. Let's go. Let's run. Let's get out of here. So they all get together and they pack up their bags and they go for it and they leave, because the biological father left them a message telling him that there was a bridge to get across the other side of the mountain to escape from the witch hunters. And the witch hunters do try to chase them, but before they can get over the bridge, Baba, the leader of the village, cuts the rope, but there's an individual, which I told you, the Benedict Arnold, yells out, and they save him, not knowing that he was the real traitor. Now, the message gets back to the queen of the witch hunters that the villagers and the babies escaped, and they made it to a new land that the biological father set forth for them. Now, they established the village, and they secured everything to where they were safe. And time had passed, and Baba had taken the twins out, I guess, for a walk or something of that nature, and they were attacked by a bear. Now, Baba had to fight the bear off, and he injured the bear, but he was surprised. The biological father found them, and he saved them from the bear by killing the bear with a bow and arrow. Now, the father explained to Baba who he was and what he wanted for his twins and for his children, and for Baba to take care of them. But after 12 years, he wanted Baba to make sure that they found a box where it had books in it so that the children can learn to read and write and learn things of the past when the world was in a sense of power of learning technology and things of that nature before they all went into this tribal society. Now, meanwhile, in the village, Benedict Arnold was still scheming on the children and scheming on Baba because he blamed him for his mother being killed, talking to his aunt, which was his mother's sister. He told his aunt that he is going to continue sending messages to the witch hunters until they come and destroy the children, because he feels as though they are breaking the law. Now, Baba does confront Benedict Arnold and explains to him that he is the law. And he does have an idea that there's someone scheming on the village. And if he finds out, there's going to be trouble, trouble, trouble. Now, the witch hunters are still out looking for them, but they can't find them. Meanwhile, the queen is being talked to by her counselor, I guess, and he is explaining to her through a message that was sent, but it's a fraud, saying that the general of the witch hunters needs to come home and they need to stop this. So the queen does not like this, so she executes the people she feels are traitors. Meanwhile, the twins are growing up and the 12 years are passing quickly. Now, during that time, while it passes, the elder who birthed the twins talks with the mother and tries to explain to her that the children should learn what their father, the biological father, wanted them to learn, and for them to meet him when the time comes. But the mother, fearing for her children's lives, thinking that they will be burnt at the stake, wants them to hide that they can see and that they can learn so that they'll be protected. But the elder felt it was very important that the children learn what the father wanted them to learn, so they did it in secret. One night, the twins were discussing their feelings on how they had to learn in secret, that Baba had heard them, and he later confronted the elder, wanting to know why would she do such a thing to make them lie. Well, the elder said to Baba, Well, you told them that you were their real father, but you did it out of love. So I'm doing this out of love. So the twins grew and the twins learned. But remember that message that Benedict Arnold threw into the river? Someone found it. Now, in the show, time has passed where the witch hunter general has done his time searching and clearing the country or the area of witches and those who want to talk against the queen. So he returned back to the fortress or village or the place where the queen lived. And when he got there, he gave his report of what he'd done for the last 20 summers. And the queen was like, "You didn't find who I asked you to find, the man who had the children with the woman." And because of that, the man said, honorably, he said, "Because I did not do as you asked, that I would like to take my own life." And she gave him the permission to do so, even though people in her council were like, "He bring much wealth and much things back. You should not do that." But she allowed him to do so. Now, meanwhile, with Baba and his daughter, they were hunting, and Baba was showing her the way he hunted, and the daughter showed Baba something new that she learned when she was reading, how to create a bow and arrow, and showed her how she could kill at a distance and how easy it was with the bow. Now, one thing I realized with the twins, they're like yin and yang. The girl is very inquisitive, wanting to do what she learned, and the brother is very studious, where he learns it, but he doesn't really put forth effort to do these things. So they both are always like on opposite ends of what happens. And remember that they're like yin and yang. Now, getting back to the queen, do y'all remember that bottle I told you that Benedict Arnold had threw into the river and then someone found it? Well, it has finally gotten to the queen, and the queen has found out that the twins' location and they're still alive and they've grown up. So the guy that she told that he can kill himself, luckily she caught him just in time before he jumps and tells him that she still needs him as her general. And that what goes on with them there. Now, getting back to the village, Benedict Arnold had relations with his aunt due to the fact that the village is very close, and I guess they don't have a lot of family member, or not, they don't have a lot of people to separate from each other. So they had a child, and the child, I guess, didn't come out right, deformed or something of that nature. So they, burnt the child, and everyone was upset. So someone came up with the idea, we need to bond and connect with other villages so that the children come out healthy. And the one who had a twin says she knew a place where they can mix and mingle with other villages, and that way the women can have children and there be nothing wrong with the children. So the village decides to go. So they head off to the gathering, the AK, the orgy, and they told the twins not to come. But as we all know, youth don't listen. So the youth followed them, sneaking behind them without them knowing. So when they got to the gathering, they noticed and they seen that there was a witch burning. People thinking that these people were also a part of the witches. So that made the mother scared, saying that the twins would not be safe anywhere. And like I told you, the twins are like yin and yang. The boy got got scared or was deterred by it, so he ran off by himself. And the daughter was intrigued by the whole gathering and the orgy type mentality, so she stood around and watched and didn't even know her brother had taken off. Now, what happened with the brother, him running off by himself, he got kidnapped by slavers. So the daughter, not knowing what to do, she runs and tells her mother and father that they snuck and followed them, but her brother had got kidnapped by slavers. So the family tracks the brother and follows the slavers. And the daughter tells a secret that she and her brother secretly were learning how to read, write, and do everything a seeing person can do. Now, when they reached where the slavers were, the father had a secret to tell of his own, that he had once was a slaver himself, but he was embarrassed and he knew what he was doing was wrong, so he left it alone. But he told his daughter and his family to stay back because the things that he could do and the things that he used to do, he did not want them to see how brutal he could be and how he had the skills to kill a man in such a vicious way. So when he got there, he took care of all of the slavers one by one, using the skills that he learned over time. Baba was one bad warrior. He took his skills to the level where they couldn't even handle him. And at the end, he saved his son, and they all went back to the village. Now that they are home, like I said before, the daughter and the son are like yin and yang. The son said, by what I learned and what I've seen, I do not want to leave. The daughter said, by what I've learned and what I've seen, I want to leave. Now, the mother saying that, knowing that she had no longer could keep secrets, she told Baba to let the village know everything. But by that time, it is just too late because the witch hunters have arrived. Now, that was everything from episode 1 through 3. Now, episode 4 should be coming out soon. And when I see that, I will make my next video. So, till next time, see everybody later.